Hi, I'm Holly Andrews, Integrative Nutrition Health Coach and Executive Wellness Coach. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the kitchen. Today, I am excited to share with you one of my all-time favorite recipes for fall with a twist, and that is slow cooker pot roast. Now, who doesn't love a slow cooker meal, especially in the fall and winter when we're so busy and our time is really at a premium? So I've got a slow cooker pot roast for you with a fall twist. Going to be incorporating all of those wonderful fall flavors, fall root vegetables to make this a super hearty, super nutrient dense dinner that you can start, early in the morning, go all day, and then you come home and it's that breath of like, oh my goodness, I don't have to worry about dinner tonight, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So let's talk real quick about everything I have packed into this recipe and why it is going to be so good for you and good for your immune health and all of those things that we've been talking about and that we want for this time of year. Things that we want in recipes this time of year, right? We really want those warming, grounding flavors of fall. So this recipe, of course, if you know anything about me, it's gonna have turmeric, it's gonna have ginger, it's got cinnamon and nutmeg. So all of those wonderful flavors of fall that are not only amazing for us on our taste buds, but they've got anti-inflammatory properties, antioxidants, right? All of those things. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar. So we've got all of those wonderful spices that we crave and want this time of year to bring that warmth into our bodies and into our souls. Of course, we've also got fall root vegetables. So we've got the carrots and the parsnips, which are high in vitamin C and potassium to support our immune health. Those help keep our electrolyte balance. We've got butternut squash and sweet potatoes, both very high in beta carotene, which turns into vitamin A in our bodies. Again, critical for immune health this time of year, and absolutely loaded with fiber to support healthy digestion and a healthy gut. We've also got some cruciferous vegetables in here in the form of Brussels sprouts. Those are full of fiber and antioxidants. So all of that is just going to fill us up and keep our bodies and our bellies and our gut really happy. Of course, we have the actual beef. I am choosing to use pasture-raised beef from a local farm that I got at our farmer's market, but you're gonna need about 3 to 4 pounds of a roast. I do have about 5 pounds today just because I could only get a 3-pound roast. So I choose to add in an extra smaller roast, and that's fine because I'm actually gonna plan on freezing some of this for a freezer meal later in the fall and winter when I need to grab that out in a hurry, when I just don't have time to cook it all. Finally, we've got some of that bone broth that came from the recipe I made a few weeks ago. So it is full of collagen and also all of those anti-inflammatory properties that I've been talking about the last several weeks. So again, collagen is amazing for gut health. So all of the things in this recipe, our body is absolutely going to love and absolutely be super, super happy with to keep our immune system up and keep our gut health where we want it to help fight any kind of pathogens or harmful bacteria that we may encounter this time of year. Okay, so to make this recipe, I actually started yesterday I had a few minutes, I had about 15-20 minutes yesterday afternoon to chop up the vegetables and put the spices together and get this ready so that this morning, which happens to be a Sunday that I made this recipe, I could throw everything together before church and it was all ready to go, and it just cut the time down to get everything into my slow cooker. So I got carrots from our farm, I got parsnips, I have a butternut squash, so I chopped all of that up along with having some Brussels sprouts and got all of those chopped up into fairly bite-sized pieces. I also cut up an onion and minced some garlic and got my ginger that I keep in the freezer, my ginger root that I keep in the freezer, got that out and microplaned a bunch of that and set that aside separately for when I actually started to put everything together this morning. I also got my spice mixes together, so I put together my spice rub for the beef itself, and then I put together the spice blend that I'm gonna put on top of the vegetables after we get everything into the slow cooker. So I did all of that yesterday afternoon, popped it in my fridge, popped the veggies and everything in my fridge so that this morning when I got up, everything was ready to go. So when I did get up this morning and I was ready to start the process, I got my roasts out, I patted them dry, and then I put the dry rub on that had turmeric and cumin and cinnamon on it. And I put that dry rub on the roast. And then I seared the roast on each side for about 4 to 5 minutes with a little bit of olive oil in the pan. When the roast was fully seared, I put that into my slow cooker, and then straight into that hot pan, I dumped my onion, garlic, and ginger mix and cooked that down until the onions had softened. And into that then mix, I added 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, which helped deglaze the pan, make sure I get all that yummy goodness that came from searing the beef, mixed in the tomato paste with that. And then to that mixture, I added 2 cups of our bone broth with a cup of water and mixed that all together again, scraped the bottom of my pan to make sure I had all of those yummy flavor bits and poured that mixture on top of the beef. Then once I had that done, I took all of my pre-cut veggies and put them on top of the roast and the onion mixture, the flavor base, if you will, and then sprinkled on top of the vegetables. Once I got those in, I sprinkled the spice blend that had a little more turmeric, cinnamon, and nutmeg on it. Sprinkled that on top of the vegetables. Once I had that ready and done, I covered my slow cooker, put my slow cooker pot into the actual slow cooker base, and then put the timer on low for 10 hours. And I am sitting here right now waiting for the time to be up, and I can tell you that the house smells absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait for this to be done so I can show you guys what it looks like. All right, friends, so our pot roast is done. My cat apparently wants it. All right, so you can see, oh my goodness, this just looks amazing. So all the veggies are really nice and tender. The beef is nice and tender. So I'm gonna pull some of this out. I grabbed a knife, but I might not even need it. Yep, I don't need it. All right, that is a very large chunk of meat. But for case in point, it is so tender. I'm gonna grab some of the veggies here. Make sure I get some of those Brussels sprouts. Okay, so there you have it. That is our fall pot roast, anti-inflammatory pot roast with fall veggies. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope that you try out the recipe, leave a comment, and let me know if you do and what you think of it, and any other yummy fall recipes that you would love to see me make in the future and maybe put a healthy spin on them. So until next time, I believe that you can heal your stress from the inside out.